Well, we have an exciting situation now. We have neutral ENSO conditions, which doesn't sound very exciting. In April, the La Niña came to an end. We've been neutral since then in both the atmosphere and in the ocean. But the exciting thing is that we have above average water temperatures below the surface in the central and the eastern part of the tropical Pacific. And these portend a strong possibility now of developing El Niño conditions in the later half of the year. How soon? Well, the models are saying that the August through October season, coming up in a few months, will be the first season where the probability of El Niño is higher than 50%. This is according to many of our better models forecasting the ENSO situation. And we've been sort of expecting this for the last couple of months, but we're a little more confident now because the predictability barrier, which hits us in the spring, is mostly over now. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of uncertainty, and we don't know much about the strength of a possible El Niño. Could be anywhere from mild to a lot stronger than that. And of course, there's still the possibility we won't get one. But it looks more likely now than it did a month ago. We're calling for about a 50% chance for El Niño starting in the early fall. And that probability goes to over 70% according to our models by the beginning of the winter. Now, the official probability forecast between IRI and NOAA is for 65 or so % at that time, but the models are calling for a little higher. When we completely get out of the spring predictability barrier, which will be in the next 1 to 2 months, we may go with the same probabilities that the models are going with. But at least there's not a big difference now like there was 1 and 2 months ago. So what does this do to our climate forecasts? First of all, in the Sahel of Africa, the forecast is for an enhanced chance for above normal precipitation there, which counters what you'd expect with an El Niño. And that means that other factors are outweighing the ENSO influence there. We're not sure exactly what those factors are. They may have to do with the sea surface temperature in the North Tropical Atlantic. And we know what that looks like, but don't see how any specific connection there. I'm not an expert on that, but the experts we do have here are also somewhat puzzled by this. But it's been calling for this for the last 2 months, so we can't just sneeze at it. Other than that, we're going for the usual suspects that happen with an El Niño. Enhanced probability for below normal precipitation in the Philippines, in Indonesia, in northern South America, and over the summer, the same thing for Central America and the Caribbean. And then in the fall, an enhanced chance for above normal precipitation in eastern equatorial Africa, like Kenya, southern Somalia, Tanzania, those countries around there. So all the usual culprits are coming into our climate forecast. But this is an exciting time because if we get an El Niño, it means we have better confidence in our climate forecasts. Without El Niño and La Niña, we don't have nearly as much to go on in the climate forecast. So this is a time to prepare. We're not sure there'll be an El Niño, but the subsurface is moderately above average, as it has been, due to things that happened earlier in the year, these wind bursts in the western tropical Pacific from the west. And here we have it. We have a lot of above average water below the surface, and it's coming up. And right now, for the first time the last couple of weeks, we've had slightly above average temperature, Niño 3.4. Still neutral, mind you, but we may get up into the 0.5 degree above average in the next month or two. And that's how it looks.